what's up, fuckers? So we got a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 9-key multiplayer changes. We might as well just react to this shit, bro. Like, I saw it. This is actually interesting. Let's do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of energy in the system.
I'm Ryan McCaffrey with I.
So we may as well use it, bro. Just as a forewarning, though, I did actually say that I just have this slight feeling, bro, that MW4 is really looking like an MW19 like sort of release, and the way this shit looks, bro. So it's only good news, bro, because that was the best card all time, bro. No more glazing. Let's get into it.
And I am joined by my friend Mark Medina. Mark, you made the trek down to Infinity Ward in Los Angeles in secret in the dead of night.
Yeah.
With your night vision goggles on,
yeah,
to go check out Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. It is the new one this year. It's just been unveiled. It is out on October 23rd. And you got yourself some multiplayer hands-on, did you not?
I did. I played probably like 2 hours of multiplayer just across the various modes, you know, against just other media personalities and creators and stuff like that. It was a good time.
So you came back, and your preview article on IGN is headlined, Modern Warfare 4 feels like the first truly next-gen Call of Duty.
Also, I did see other people post videos about like the fact that they played it and shit. I'm cool. The best way to react to this shit, low-key, is for me to actually get it from IGN and give my reaction, bro. Like... Bro, play the video, bro.
Points, like 9 key differences, 9 key changes.
You know what I'm saying?
Can you kind of explain what you mean when you say feels like the first truly next-gen Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Oh, we dead ass, bro.
Call of Duty has, you know, Call of Duty's always
19
kind of known
was the first next-gen card.
Graphical fidelity and all that kind of good stuff. But no matter how good something looks on PS5, right, it still has to serve the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, right? So even up to Black Ops 7, you know, that has to be able to run on the 2013 PS4 and VCR Xbox One. And so it's one of those things where it's like when you play it, you're like, oh, this looks great. This looks so good.
Bro, I also find it, I know there's 18 minutes of this shit, bro, but like, I also find it so weird how MW19 deadass didn't come out exclusively on PS. I think it came out exclusively on PS4. What am I referring to here? MW19 was on next gen, so like PS4 and shit. But then you had like Cold War. What was the next? What the fuck was I gonna say, bro? I don't even remember. But I do know that like Vanguard was the first next gen shit. This is what I'm trying. I get what I'm trying to say. I kind of lost my train of thought, but MW19 is crazy to me with like how far they like actually tried to expand the technology, and this is terrible. But they really tried to like take risks or you know, improve the fucking technology in the game and shit, bro. But for PS4, they couldn't have waited until PS5. You know what I'm saying? They gave us fucking Vanguard instead. Anyway, continue.
Jump into Modern Warfare for the first time and you're like, oh, never mind, no, Black Ops 7 looked not that great, never mind, this is what looks good. And it's like it's immediately apparent that they are not having to cater to those older consoles anymore.
5 years into the generation, almost 6. Actually, I guess by the time the game comes out, it is 6 years into the generation. So that is good news that they're finally leaving last gen behind, and it's great that you can like see it on the screen immediately. That is awesome. So
what's weird, real quick, sorry, what's weird about that is the fact that we're already having next gen conversations, and this is the first truly
but this is what happened with 19 though. I said
that has nothing to do with the preview.
It's true.
That's what I'm trying to say.
This is the next console watch.
I'm so sorry to keep buzzing, but like, 19 came out when like the next gen was coming out in like a year or something. That's what I'm trying to get at. And they're doing the same thing here. My mic's super loud, apologies, bro. But like they're doing the same thing here, bro, where they're trying to bring out a game on the cusp of a next gen. The only people who do that and they can get away with it is Rockstar Games, bro. Because they're gonna support the game through the next generation. You nigga, nah, bro. You just take my money, bro.
topic.
So you came away with 9 key changes, and I wanted to have you talk through them all for us here. Let's start with, you mentioned movement. So what's the deal with movement in Modern Warfare 4 multiplayer?
So the big thing people are going to notice with this game, especially since there hasn't been a Modern Warfare in a while, is that there is no more Omni movement. And what that means is you can no longer sprint left and right and backwards. There's no wall jumping. There's nothing like that, right? It is a more grounded kind of boots on the ground. The tagline they keep using is that it's like an action movie, but still set in realism, right? Like everything is theoretically possible, but it's set in a world where you never get tired that. And you can surfaces are never slippery.
Bro, MW19 was like anytime a game, that's probably like Rainbow Six Siege. Anytime a game is set in reality, bro, but like you can do what you need to do within the boundaries and it's all realistic, I'm all for that, bro. I like Omni movement though. I feel like Omni movement is an expansion. That's what I was looking for before this when I was talking about fucking MW19. Expanding the horizons. Omni movement is an expansion of personal creativity. Like you can literally move sideways. Like that's accurate, bro.
Made a lot of changes to movement because of this, right? So no Omni movement, but there's mantling in different ways than there used to be. So before you would mantle onto a ledge or something like that, and your character would just climb up and there was nothing you can do about it. They've changed it in a few ways now. One is you can cancel a mantle now. So if you're mantling up and you happen to peek over and you see somebody, you can be like, nope, don't want to do that. And you can mantle out. Another thing you can do is just do a simple ledge grab, which is you go halfway through a mantle and then you're just holding onto the ledge and you can actually aim your gun over the cover and shoot people while still kind of peeking behind the cover. And then the third thing is that you can shimmy now. So they're calling it a ledge shimmy. So if you're on a ledge, you can now move left and right and reposition yourself, get yourself still in cover, but still be able to do shots. Alongside the mantling is they have a backwards slide. So you can do a backwards slide that allows you to still shoot your gun. Not totally new, but I think this is the first time you can do it backwards. You can also slide into a ladder, like a ladder climb. So if you're on a roof and there's a ladder, you can slide and your character will automatically spin and grab onto the ladder and you can start going down. That's pretty cool. And then the last like major big thing is that you can climb up poles and stuff now. So if you see an apartment building and you see a pole, you can actually climb up that pole and then almost like Assassin's Creed style vault over to a window and then climb through the window. So they've added that. And then one more thing is that there's tactical sprint still, which is when you double tap the sprint and you throw your gun up and you start running super fast. It's now more telegraphed that your character will start to like breathe harder and the gun will start to lower. So they've made a lot of changes to movement while still kind of keeping it grounded.
It's interesting that Black Ops and Modern Warfare are really starting to diverge now in in the way that just even on character movement, which is good. It makes them feel like legitimately or more like legitimately different games.
Yeah.
For gunplay, you mentioned no more bloom.
Yeah. Before I go into that, I gotta remind people what bloom is, because it may not be a term that people are super familiar with. Bloom is essentially a hidden mechanic in video games where, let's say you have a circle, and those are the possible points that your bullet can go. The game essentially rolls a dice in the background as you're hip firing, and the bullets just kind of go anywhere within that point. I think it was really, really cool in like Modern Warfare 1 days, like Xbox 360 days. I think it's completely archaic now to add like that sort of a random element, especially when games like Counter-Strike, people have been going back and playing Counter-Strike and something a lot of people do right at the beginning of a Counter-Strike match is they run to a wall and they shoot to see the bullet pattern of their gun. Call of Duty is now adopting that system where there's no more bloom. Your bullets go where your gun is aiming.
Okay.
And that does mean they're still going to be spread because bullets, guns kick when they fire. And so there is still going to be spread, but it doesn't feel like it's completely just a luck of the dice if you win a close quarters combat now. You actually kind of understand where your bullets should be going. And they've worked hard on this to make sure it's like the sniper rifle is not the best shotgun in the world anymore.
Yeah.
Because they said when they first started, basically people were firing snipers, across, shooting sniper rifles from across the map and just hitting shots, because it's like, well, if the sniper rifle's pointing forward and there's no bloom, it's going to just hit people. And so they've added, kind of gun sway and stuff like that. So it just bloom is gone, but that feeling of kind of randomness could still feel there, but there's like an honest answer for it now, I guess is the best way to put it.
Nice. Okay. So next you mentioned that weapons feel like they belong in the world now. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, so
yeah, I've never hated ads more than I do now, bro. Like, I used to be okay with it, bro. Like, real talk. But
normally when you play any shooter, to be honest with you, right, your gun is just in front of your character, and if you run up to a wall, what happens, right? It's essentially like the tip of your gun is more or less just stopping your movement, right? So now when you run up to a wall, your gun will actually kind of be pushed more up against your body, right?
I see.
When you are peeking around cover, your gun, it's this like action movie thing, right? Where people naturally think that your gun should be the first thing that enters a door. And that's actually like completely not true, because that's the best way to get disarmed in something like an action sequence. And so Call of Duty's kind of taking that, right, where now if you're peeking, your gun will still be kind of hidden. It's kind of your eye is the first thing through the door. And so there's just a lot more, you'll notice it like when you're playing it, you'll see that your gun just moves it moves a lot more than it used to.
Yeah.
But that's realism, right? That's how guns actually work. Nobody's just holding their gun out, right? They're constantly moving it. They're constantly pushing it up against their body. And so kind of how you see in like Uncharted and the new just released 007 First Light, where when he walks through a doorway, he'll kind of like put his hand there, and it's kind of like these reactions to the environment. That's what you're seeing now with the guns in Call of Duty, is it's fully aware that you're up against a wall and it's reacting to that naturally.
Nice. This next one, I guess we kind of touched on this at the top, but you say dropping last gen was clearly the right call.
Yeah. So only graphically, but they're doing a thing now where the map you're entering is not the map you're leaving. And what I mean by that is not only does it look pretty, but all maps have decorations. And now these decorations can be shot off the table and stuff like that, right? So if you see like a dish set and you go in there and you shoot it all up, that dish set's just going to stay on the ground all shot up.
Yeah.
Bullet holes are going to stay in the walls. And these are normally things that either A, couldn't be interacted with before, or the game would quickly despawn to save that memory for the actual gameplay. And now you're entering a map that looks pristine, and you're leaving a map that looks super messed up, right? Because that's all just staying on the map.
Crazy.
And they said that that's basically not possible.
It just looks like MW3. I'm not glazing, bro. I'm just saying.
But the PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S allows for those decorations and just visual aesthetics to persist throughout a whole round without the need to despawn them for other things.
Cool. That's good stuff. All right. Apex attachments, you say, are where things get a little wild.
Yeah. So every gun in every Call of Duty has its own leveling up system. And as you level a gun up, you'll eventually unlock new attachments and stuff like that. In this game, you can do 5 attachments. But when you get to the end, it's like, normally it's like, okay, you got the best scope. Or usually, in the case of Call of Duty, it's you got this really cool, like, tiger glimming skin. Stuff like that, right? In this one, you're getting Apex attachments. They are separate from your normal gunsmith loadout, and they get added, and they change fundamental things about your gun. So some examples.
Call my phone, say you need me, baby. Call up Maybach, beep, beep, baby. I need to get some rations in order to finish this video, bro. Give me a sing. Yeah, wish you
are having a pistol that when you go into the Apex mode, all of a sudden becomes a hammer fire pistol that as quick as you can pull the trigger is as quick as the pistol could shoot. Another really cool one was it's a shotgun that they added a strobe light to. So now you're basically walking around with a flashbang in your eyes. So now people are getting blinded when they walk into a room, and then they're getting shotgunned. Other ones is like, adding underbarrel shotguns or grenade launchers. One really, really cool one was taking a submachine and adding throwing knives to it. So the character will kind of move it over and then be throwing knives. So it's that just kind of cool stuff where you're like, okay, I have used this gun a lot, and now I'm actually getting some sort of like actual fundamental kind of special bonus for staying dedicated to that gun. And I mentioned in the preview as well that those attachments will stay after somebody's been killed, right? So if you have a really cool Apex
but
gun,
I'm always a fan of like
there's a good chance
them
you'll
doing this shit,
fall victim to that because somebody else will pick it up and use it, and then vice versa.
While we're on the subject of guns, talk about Gunny, which you say is basically Gunsmith but without the headache.
Yeah, let's pause right there, bro. Basically, my favorite part about Modern Warfare and Call of Duty in general, I like Black Ops and the universe they created. That's cool. They fucked up their own system, bro. Let's not even talk about it. Like their own universe, they cooked themselves, bro. But Modern Warfare was always my favorite because anything rooted within like reality and like modern day and shit, bro, always gonna get. It's always gonna be my type of beat, bro. So I remember Six Siege will always be the best video game all the time, bro. They just need to, maybe take some of this fucking technology, bro, and put it into their game. That'll never happen. But like I said, bro, Modern Warfare will always be fire because they're like it's current events basically, and they're taking modern techniques in terms of warfare. It's in the name, but you know what I mean though. So I don't know. It's kind of like a nice insight into modern combat and shit like that. Let's just continue, man.
So Gunny is my favorite thing.
I swear, bro. I'll try to explain myself. I can't.
This year's Call of Duty, which is you want to try a new gun, or you've been leveling up a gun, and you're going through the gunsmith, and you're like, okay, this has this kind of sight, but does this kind of sight match up with the actual caliber of bullets that I'm using or the buck of the gun, all these different things. You're like, am I building a good gun or am I building a monstrosity? The pro Call of Duty people are aware, but me, I'm over here on YouTube being like, how do I like make something actually where it's not like a Frankenstein's monster of a gun? And so what Gunny does is
this nigga's bullshit, bro. Get to the point, bro.
Here are the attachments for that playstyle that you've selected. So then from there, you could be like, okay, but I don't like that scope. So I'm going to change the scope still. But everything else, I trust you with. Or you could be like, I want to do run and gun. And you're like, actually, I don't like what you've built. I'm going to click run and gun again, and it'll build another setup for you. And it's all still just based on stuff you've unlocked, but it gets rid of that, I would say, like math in between matches where you're like, what's the best kind of, you're just like, no, this is my kind of preset loadout based on what I've
whatever he's explaining, it sounds stupid as fuck,
really cool, but very
Let's just continue, bro. Get to the next point, bro.
Stay competitive.
Because the whole point is to try new attachments and see what works, bro. Fuck the middle,
so the game's launching with 12 maps. I would say probably about half of them are from the single player, variations of the single player that have then gone on to become multiplayer maps. And then
that's what you need to say, bro. That's all you need to say. Whenever they say, "Oh yeah, shit's coming from the single player," and then they're putting it into multiplayer, you already know it's fire, bro. You already know it's fire, bro. Prime example, Resistance. Prime example, Firing Range. Prime example, fucking, I don't know. There's just so many classics out there, bro.
There's that are, made from the ground up for multiplayer. And so you'll be on, the streets of Korea. You'll be in a Korean nuclear base. You'll be in Russia. You'll be in New York, Mumbai. It's a globe-trotting game, and the multiplayer kind of lends itself to that. There's one specific map called Kill Block, which is really cool, which is basically they have what they call slabs. And so you play a 10v10 gunfight mode, which for folks that don't know, it's between rounds you're getting put with a gun that everybody's using the same gun, and it's 10v10 permanent death until the next round. And what it does is the map is constantly changing. So every time between rounds, the map, there's 3 sections. One of the sections might change, or 2 of them might change, or the middle might change. And so every single time you finish a round, not only are you getting a new gun that you have to play with, but also the map is completely different.
Cool.
Right.
And they're really proud of it. They said that there's over 500 combinations, so it's very unlikely that anybody will ever play the same thing twice.
2v2.
But
I don't know about
19. Like,
yeah.
Bro, the amount of things a lot of people play Call of Duty
about but then when I asked them about a seed possibility, they said that they eventually might do something down the road where it's like, I really like this combination, so I want to do a custom game and type in these string of numbers, and that's the combination I'm going to get.
Sweet. All right, and the final thing, talk to us about Prestige this time around.
Yeah, this is where I get my name in the credits for
Modern
Warfare 4.
Give a shit, bro.
So
let's hear it.
Yeah, they have 2 Prestige modes in this game, which is Prestige Classic and Prestige Regular. Prestige Classic is your normal level up to level 55, reset everything, rank, guns, everything gets reset, but you get multiple rewards. You get a Prestige badge, and you get to start over, this time with an XP boost. Now there's Prestige Regular, which is you don't reset everything when you get to level 55, but you get fewer rewards, fewer XP boost on your next trek. But it's for the people that want to say, I've prestige, I've earned the next badge, but I still have all my guns and attachments.
Yeah, that's me.
And my gripe with them came from the fact that didn't make sense. That regular it should be called Prestige New. So, and they said that they're working on that. So we'll see what it's called by the time it's done. And if you see a big special thanks to Mark Medina in the credits, that's why. Yeah, but basically everybody's first trek to 55 will be the same. Then at 55, you get to choose Prestige Classic or Prestige Regular. Then once you get to 55 again, you get to choose again.
Okay.
So every single time you Prestige, you get to choose, I want to go a Classic route. No, I want to go the regular route. And the way is because, the reason for it is because they've noticed that a lot of people just don't Prestige because they don't want to lose all their stuff. So they're trying to cater to those people that don't want to lose their stuff, but want to be part of
June 7th. Which we'll be airing live right here on IGN. I'll be hosting our live pre and post show for that. So beforehand, and then
appreciate your help, bro. I still cannot believe this one, bro. Oh, like this gotta be fake news, bro. Like Barcelona be signing anyone at this point, bro. I swear, dude. Have you seen the fucking gay combo that these dudes are going for? And do not that's literally what they're going for. Gordon. I forgot his name, and Yamal, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Get the fuck off me, bro. Official From the Ward episode 1 trailer. Yeah, I'm out, bro. Peace, nigga.